Hey everybody, welcome to the Mastermind session for Tuesday, 3/26/2019. We're coming to you a day late because I was trying to work with some new meeting software and hopefully get a little bit better, a little simpler and easier response, RSVPs, try to get people on the live webinar a little bit easier. Just try to, compatibility with YouTube Live is sort of an issue. But when you're a tinkerer and a marketer, you're always looking to improve. You're always looking to do new things. So thanks for bearing with me. So I'm going to record this. There won't be any interaction, which kind of is a bummer, but we'll figure this out as we go. And that's part of being in our beta testing group. Speaking of that, if you are watching this email or watching this webinar right now and you have not yet signed up and joined our community, our sellmorenewhomes.net members area, so to speak, run over and do that so that you have an idea of what the hell is going on when we're going through this. So basically that's just me walking you through the process, a lot of the philosophies behind how we do things, why we do things, and showing you, as you get to watch over my shoulder on the screen, exactly how to set up your pages, exactly how to set up your ads, and how to follow up with them so you can close those deals and sell more houses and take better vacations. Right? Or whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to you today. The topic of today is we're going to talk about grant programs, special financing. Say you work for a builder and your builder has just announced a new initiative for affordable housing, which is kind of what happened with Jenny. So what we did is we created some ads that we'll go through and we'll walk through and show you how to do that. My man Rich hit me up. Sorry, buddy. We'll figure this out and we'll get you going in this program, and it'll be killer. Anyway, back to the grant programs. It doesn't have to necessarily be a grant. It can be any kind of special financing. So you've got a low down payment program. I got an email today that said interest rates are at a low for the last couple of years. So anything like that will work along with this. So I want to walk you through that. I want to show you some of those things. But first off, before we dive into that, I want to talk just a little bit about the philosophy that goes behind this. So again, these grant programs are not just about, and there's Jenny texting me, see how I can figure things out. I never figure anything out. When we run these kind of direct response, direct marketing ads, it's not about you, and it's not about you in your advertising. So what I'm getting at is that if you have not yet downloaded our Universal Marketing Principles, this is like your Bible. You need to know this inside and out, because these really truly are the culmination of everything that I've learned over the past 15, 16 years of doing direct response marketing through Dan Kennedy, Jay Abraham, just many people that I've studied and I've learned from throughout the years. And what we see in the world of real estate, and real estate agents are really bad at this. And the reason for this is because there's lots of money in real estate. And you don't really even have to be a good marketer to appear like a good marketer. So coming from my world in chiropractic, where you have HMOs and PPOs and limited reimbursement, you have to really maximize your dollars for advertising. And it's very obvious there. So like if I get a new patient that comes in for an adjustment, it's $40, right? Say you sell your friend's house, it's $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. So immediately there, your profit margins are a lot better. So people in real estate tend to throw good money away on bad advertising. And what I mean by that is if you've ever seen any signs of people that put up, that's a little better, huh? No, that's not. I like it like that. They put up like billboards of themselves standing there with their arms crossed saying, "I'm number one." Okay, we talk about that in depth in our program. Like, who gives a crap if you're number one or not? What does that mean to me as Joe Public, who just lost his job and needs to sell his house? Or, the guy that just got a tax return, is sick and tired of living in his mother-in-law's basement and wants to buy a new home. What the heck does that mean to him? He doesn't care that you're number one. I mean, maybe your mom cares that you're number one, and you can put those billboards up for your ego, you know, your big smiling faces and all those things. So that's something that I want to make sure that we're very clear on, that this type of advertising, it's not about you, right? It's about the prospect's wants and desires and needs. If you have questions on that, concerns on that, like I said, log into your sellmorenewhomes.net members area and download this. It's in the first lesson section, and read through it and just kind of digest that. And you have to know these things in order to write effective ads. Well, the good news for you is if you're a member, you don't have to write any effective ads. I just give them to you, show you how to do them. But you still need to understand what's going on behind it. So we want to, if we have this offer, we want to think about, we want to match our prospect to the offer. So if we're a first-time home buyer, where do we run that ad? So first-time home buyer is usually somebody that's a little bit younger, right? So social media is a great place to do something like that. Now, let's say if this is a move up program where we want somebody to trade up, maybe, Instagram's not the best place for that, or Snapchat's not the best place for that. So you want to look into the Facebook demographic with that. Basically, the younger they are, the more that they kind of gravitate to Instagram and Snapchat. When you think of Snapchat, I want you to think about a 14-year-old girl. When you think of Instagram, I want you to think about a 25-year-old girl. When we think about Facebook, I want you to think about the 35 and older demographic. Where's the money? So I know it's the coolest thing right now to be, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Instagram, but the money and the demographics where we're at with selling homes, and especially new construction homes and nice homes, and good commissions off these people, sorry, my nose itches, is Facebook demographic, right? Grandma's going there because grandmas now know how to use Facebook. Like, I'm 44, I'm still trying to figure out Instagram, and I won't go to Snapchat because, anyway, I'm not a 14-year-old girl. So let's talk about these ads. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the ad that we've run on, walk you through how we set it up. But I want to also talk to you a little bit about leads. So I've heard a lot of grumbling lately in circles about leads, right? And internet leads in particular. So the thing about it is a lead is gold. It's gold, okay? It might not be gold today, and it might not be gold tomorrow, but you have to have the emotional maturity and the discipline to nurture that lead, to get them to know and like you and recognize you in order to turn that person into a buyer. Listen, if you're not willing to do that, then you probably shouldn't be spending any time here. You probably shouldn't be spending any money trying to market anybody online. And I don't know what the hell you're going to do, because basically you're just being a child. Like, if you think that if a lead comes in and that person doesn't want to buy with you within 24 to 48 hours, that's not a good lead, then you're not being a marketer. Then you're being an overly emotional, reactive person. Okay, you need to take the long view on these things, and you need to realize that the money is in the list. Okay, what we're doing is we're collecting people who have raised their hands and said, I'm interested in buying a new home or in selling my home. And that's never today. I mean, you have your dream ones, or all of a sudden this person calls and they're in a crap situation and they need to sell right now. But more than likely, if they're not one of your close personal friends or somebody you know really well, they're probably not going to call you anyway. Okay, so this is our outreach. This is how you create a gigantic business, is by growing your list incrementally. Jenny's now, to use Jenny as an example, Jenny's now to the point where she's up to about 4,500 people on her mailing list. So we're getting ready to list a house this week. So guess what? We're going to have a really good chance of doing within a couple of weeks, selling that house, because we have 4,500 people that have already raised their hand and said, I'm interested in buying a house at some point. So that's the point that you need to get to. That's your end game, is to build your personal brand through this direct response stuff, not through putting your face up on a billboard and smiling and looking all professional and saying, I'm number one, okay? This is how you build your brand. You build your brand through getting people to respond to information that you're offering them, and then you continue to nurture them and you continue to form that relationship with them. And let's think about it. Isn't that how you get to know people anyways? Isn't that how you become good friends with somebody? It's over time, right? So we have to be patient with this. We have to nurture those relationships. I hope that all makes sense to you. If you have questions on that, hit me up. But we all just need to be a little bit more mature and have a little bit more end game, sort of a stoic look at this as we're taking this. Try not to be so emotional with it. Try to realize that if I get 4 leads a day, by the end of the year, I'm up to 1,200 leads. If I do that for a couple of years, it continues to build, and that should be our goal, because the size of your business is the size of your list. Okay, remember that. I want you to remember that from today. The size of your business is the size of your list. And we're going to go into these ads right now. And say you run this ad, and you get people that are raising their hands saying, "I'm interested," and their credit's not good enough to qualify for some of these leads. So what do we do? What do we do? We have to plug them into a back-end system where we stay in their face. And hopefully you're friends with a lender that you're going to send them over to, have a conversation with them, and get them into some sort of a credit repair system. So within 90 days, when they're ready to buy, you've been forming that relationship. You look like the good guy, and they come back to you and they buy with you. Okay. Here we go. Let's start talking about ads. I'm going to show you how this ad here, and hopefully, application. What are we doing here? Share your screen. That's it. Your entire screen. Share. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Here we go. Let's, I think I got this right. These things always kind of screw me up a little bit. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. All right, we're on. Okay. So let's talk about this ad. I want to talk to you today about an ad called Own in Ogden. Actually, no, let's go into the affordability. I think that will be great, because this is a ad that Jenny and I have been running for a little while here. So you see that there's 11 leads on here. That's a little deceiving. We've been running this. We shut this off because we went on vacation to Mexico for a week. But if I change this and we just go lifetime on that, now you'll get a better idea. 210 leads, $1.94 per lead. I'll take that stuff all day long, guys, won't you? So let's take a look at this here. Let's take a look at the ad. I want to show you how some of these things that we do, we go into this. So here's our campaign. We'll go into the ad sets. And I want to be able to show you the audience here, okay? So here's our daily budget. It's $5, piece of cake, okay? Here's our demographic. So first-time buyers in the Ogden area. Oh, so we changed this over to Tooele because there's a lot of these new construction affordability program in Tooele. So here's our interests. So first thing we did was geographic, right? Okay, so you're going to select your area that you want to market to. We got first-time buyer, home improvement. Okay, this right here is key. Okay, these guys right here, Redfin, Trulia, Homes.com, Zillow. Okay, now when you select these as part of your audience, those are people who Zillow has spent millions of dollars to get into their database, and they're giving us their profiles for free. Is that valuable? Hell yes, it's valuable, because what do we know about these people? They're already interested in buying homes, right? So we want to market that too. We want to steal those leads basically from Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, all those people who absolutely spend a ton of money on their ads, right? So we can just cherry pick those good buyers. Okay, so here's the ad. Here's the creative itself. You see here that I have linked it to Jenny's Utah New Construction Quick Move-In page and to her Instagram account. Now, again, we walk you through how to do that in our program. Make sure that you're hooked up with that so you know what's going on. So here we go. There's her page, just announced. Okay, special pricing and reserved lots for first-time home buyers and families earning under, and these are the details that you're going to write. Okay, price is below $350 and monthly payments start at $13.50 a month. 25 new construction homes ready to go and won't last long. To claim your lot, okay, to claim your lot, click below. What is that? That is our call to action, right? So we've got a headline here, just announced, grabs their attention, right? Gets them to read on to the next line. And here's all the details. And what is this? These are benefits to them, right? We're not talking about the what? The granite countertops and all those little details. We're talking about benefits and benefits and benefits. $1,300 a month. People earning under 70,000 per year, prices below 350. This is a really killer program. So when you get these really killer programs that your company announces or that you know of, you need to actually create ads for these and get those out there and get them rocking and rolling. Okay, so that's the ad and that's the creative. So remember that call to action is always huge. To claim your lot, click below. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to copy this, I'm going to include this. It's going to be in your ads section of sellmorenewhomes.net. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there for you so that you can go through that and you can basically plagiarize this ad. Cool. All right, so let's go back to here. Now, I'm really, really hoping that showed up. If it didn't, this ad's going to be in there anyways, okay? So hopefully just listening to my audio, this screen shares sometimes can be a pain in the butt. But just listening to the audio, you're going to get a really good if it didn't show up. I'm pretty sure that it did. But anyways, so today, what we talked about making sure that our advertising is relevant to the buyer or the prospect and not about us. In that ad, there wasn't anything about me. There wasn't anything about Jenny. There wasn't anything about that, okay? Now, full disclosure, when you go to that next page, the sign-up page, it's branded to her and it says her name because we got to make sure that we're on our laws in Utah. And the laws in Utah say that after the first click, there has to be the name and there has to be an identification there, okay? So you're safe that way. If you have questions on that, let me know. You have to know your local rules. Some of you have to brand it to your own name, but I have not found that creates a whole bunch of difference as far as response rates go. Okay, so you saw over 200 ads, over 200 leads on that, $1.94 a lead. Jenny is actually sold. Gosh, off the top of my head, I think she sold about 6 houses off that ad. So we've spent, what 200 leads times 2, we've spent about $400. And she's sold that many houses. So do your return on investment on this. Okay, now that stuff doesn't happen overnight. What that does happen is when you continue to market to these people. Okay, so we talked about that. That's the second thing we talked about is growing that list size. The size of your list is the size of your business. So make sure that you have emotional maturity enough to realize that you're building a business. And only spoiled brats have to have a business happen on day one. Okay, you have to be in there for the long term, the long haul. Okay, if you have questions, hopefully this film turned out okay. If not, we're going to try again next week. Check your emails and everything, and I'll have you on there. Hopefully we'll have some interaction next week because it's kind of boring just to talk by myself all the time. But hey, this has been our mastermind for 3/25/2019. Hope you got something out of it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.